didn't attack him. He ended his turn without attacking him. I was like, dude, you could have taken out that barge. What are you doing? He's like, oh, I forgot. I was like, don't be forgetting shit like that.
That's funny. Um, that last game you didn't go high tyrant, right? Only he did.
You went Hive turn, but I had one that was going to be made in like one turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know he always goes high tyrant. That's why I built those
Yeah,
hunters. But
dude, yeah. I watch his videos with you. He's actually really predictable, dude. He always goes Ravener, Lictor, Biovores. Always with Hive Tyrant.
he's a good player, though. I mean, his
Yeah,
economy was really good.
he's great, but he's got the same strategy over and over again.
Hi.
Hey, that's
Sorry, am I
napkins.
crashing the party?
No, you can join in. We're just doing a friendly one v one here
Quote unquote friendly.
until the million of lictors come down to kill me.
Have you played against like actual Necron players with your Tyranids?
I don't really play Tyranids. I used to play
Uh,
Tyranids a long time ago, but Necron
so
against Tyranids,
like I keep asking the same question over and over again, but that's because I haven't gotten to the point where I can actually use Treyarchs versus Lictors, because they're both melee combatant units. One is like tier 7 though. Of
what
course, they're
what
both
what
tier
you should
7.
do is in the tips and strategies or whatever, type in for the PvP Necron players what is the best build order against Tyranids, or what's the best type of build to go against Tyranids. And they'll tell you, they'll give you a good answer. Because I don't really play Necron, so I can't really give you a good build order.
Here, actually, you know what? I think I know a way to find out. How do I do the? You remember that testing that you showed me with the uh, Tau units? How do I enable that debuff thing?
Control D.
Alright, so that's helpful.
Where was all your units, napkins?
A lot of it died to
At
wildlife.
Yeah, so I lost, I think, 2 or 3 Tomb Blades to wildlife. And then I kept most of my units on my base because I didn't know where... Wait, you were the red player, right? I didn't know where you were. I kind of figured that you were somewhere close to my base, but I didn't know how close. And I didn't want
So
to run into your units and just lose all my units.
I noticed where Des was. And what I was doing was because Des hugged that side so hard, I was going to kind of cut through the middle and cut you off from reinforcing them while Blue Arrow moved in on Des's base.
Yeah, I already had the vast of
And
my...
when y'all finally gave up, when Blue Arrow took out the Des's base and you GG'd and quit, I was literally right outside. I was in the wood areas, like 3 squares away, with Carnifexes right outside your expansion.
Yeah, I saw where you were, but most of my units were on my main base because my main base has the vast majority of my stuff, right? So if you
Yeah.
destroyed my expansion, the most I would lose is 2 ore and 2 um, factories. So at most, it just limits me to producing 1 unit per turn. That's basically all I'd lose with that, but at least I'd keep my main base, which has the vast majority of my stuff.
Yeah, we were surprised we didn't find your units, because with Des hugging the wall like that, that was risky with SM only having 1 base. Des, like, we were both confused about it.
I mean, I kind of lost the game for us because what I should have did, and I was telling him, all I need to do is get critical mass of Vindicators, and that should be enough to stop the lictor spam, and instead of waiting for that critical mass, I wanted to kill. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to kill this base, and then but then that cost me. Then you went right to my base and killed it. So it's kind of my.
Blue Arrow, dude, he's afraid of you. Like he is. Like I was like, hey, dude, I'm gonna cut off napkins and make sure he can't that Des can't get Necron reinforcement. He's like, no, don't worry about it. Just go straight for Des. Go straight for Des. And then like when we noticed you were above him, he's like, I was trying to clear out my corner. He's like, bring your stuff over here. Go for Des. I'm like, dude, Des isn't God. Fucking calm down. I was like, Jesus, dude, you're starting to piss me off. And then like he was like,
to be fair, I've actually seen some really good players actually 1v2 before him, but that's in Age of Empires that people can do that. And Age of Empires is a completely different game. That's RTS.
Well, not saying you couldn't do it in this game, but Blue Arrow's not a bad player. Des isn't a bad player, but neither is Blue Arrow. Blue Arrow is not a bad player. He was just so scared of Des. He was like, bring your stuff up here, I'm like, dude, by the time I made it up there, either with you pushing the way you're pushing, either he's already wiped out your army and it doesn't matter, or you've already wiped out his base and it doesn't matter.
Well, I think I played Blue Arrow a few times, and I usually play AM against them, and my AM is pretty strong. I usually win a lot with AM, but I'm trying to get better with Space Marines. But I mean, it's possible to win 2 versus 1, but you have to win the battles very concisely. Like you got to play really smart, and you can't. Obviously, you have to trade better than the other army.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few times, like, again, Blue Arrow's a good player, but there was a few times where like he could have. So I don't know if you saw them, but he had a ton of biovores actually in your back line where your Devastators were. You had moved your Hunters and your heroes up onto his base. Well, he had biovores in your back line that he could have been pop shot in those Devastators, and then he had Lictors further into his area that could have taken out those Hunters. But like he didn't do anything with them. Like he was just so focused on killing your base, which I'm not saying that was wrong. But he could have done even more devastation because.
Well, I understand what you're saying. I had a lot of tacticals, sort of in Overwatch. So, the Bar Wars would have been really good, but I don't think I don't think there would have been a lot of connections with them. Maybe one, but because I had a ton of Overwatch. Like I had like 5 Devastators. So.
But you used your action point shooting at the base.
Yeah, actually, I was just using 3 of them, and then the other 2 were on Overwatch duty, guarding my flank. So I was kind of hoping he would actually attack me on my flank, but he actually just went right to my base.
I was actually hoping that both of you would come to my base, which was somewhat mildly defended, which would have either given Deathcry the ability to completely wipe out Blue if you guys went for my base, or he would have been able to reinforce it and you guys would have lost your army.
I mean, you guys played good. Like you played how you should play a Tyranid, because you want to mass that critical mass of Tyranid. Well, in the Lictor case, you want to get the High Tyrant. He got the High Tyrant to level 6, which is awesome. And then he had all of the Lictors, so that was his time to shine. I just made the bad decision of not trying to defend my base and wait for the Vindicators to come out. I got greedy and I wanted to try to kill one of his bases, but you learn lessons when you play this game.
Yeah.
I think I know how to kill. It's not very.
I wouldn't mind doing a 1v1 against Blue Arrow. I need to find a time that he's on so we could do a 1v1.
Yeah, here's the thing. By playing players that are good, you will improve automatically just by playing against better players. Even if you lose, you still learn a lot.
I didn't have a good start, dude. I didn't have any of those fucking research outposts near me.
Yeah, I if you watch my stream of that last game we played, I actually screwed up with my power. I was in negative power for a few turns. I didn't have one power outpost in my area.
Yeah, this fucked me. Well, research. I think research for NIDS in that early game is just so important. Like
Oh,
shit.
to get to your expansion building, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because NIDS, we have to expand quick. Like we got to get those 2 or 3 bases right off the bat. Like I'm gonna be behind 2 turns.
Yeah,
Because I didn't
that's
start
pretty
by the
bad.
research.
But you know, I think yeah, those little things do add up in the long run. But I think the bigger things are like say moving your hero in a bad spot and oh it gets killed. Those are like crucial mistakes. But yeah, the thing that you're explaining that can definitely set you back a little bit.
I actually had a pretty good start last game, dude. Like my start last game was great. I had 5 Carnifexes out, 4 Zonothropes. I had a Hive Tyrant that was only like 1 or 2 turns away.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, I saw how many lictors he had. Here's what I think: if I would have fell back to my base, and he didn't go full throttle on me with all his lictors, I'm looking at the army composition was. We would have took losses on both sides. I think he would have lost a lot. The question is, would I be able to kill his High Tyrant? If I was able to kill his High Tyrant, I think that would dramatically turn the battle to me against him. But
Yeah.
the biggest mistake I made was my decision to try to kill his base. That was.
Yeah, it was. No, we both saw that. We were very, very confused by that. Especially when we saw that you didn't have very much Necron support. Like when we saw that Napkins only had like 2 units over there with you, we were like, okay, we're about to go find the SM base and take it out. Especially since his mobility with the Lictors and Raveners were just so much quicker than yours. Like we found your base, dude, and he was on top of it like in 3 turns.
Yeah. Like you got to respect the mobility of the Tyranids. Like that's something I learned the hard way.
And then I parked like 4 Carnifexes right outside of Napkin's expansion. I was going to take that out pretty quick.
Yeah, I told Napkin. I said, I think one of them's gonna go Lictors and one of them's gonna go Carnifexes. I told him.
Yeah, he went Lictors. He went Lictor Biovores, and then I went Carnifex Zonothropes. I was gonna, I was gonna be the tank wrecker and hero sniper.
Yeah, like the weakness to the Lictors was going to be the Vindicators. Like if I could get them in critical mass with all their armor upgrades, then it would have been really good for me.
When I saw you got that first Vindicator out, I was like, dude, you might want to take it out. You might want to take his base out quick because he's starting to get those Vindicators.
I think I know how to kill Lictors with infantry units, although currently it's not efficient, but it works. At least it's enough to cause problems for a Tyranid player.
Dude, this really fucked me. God. I haven't had a game in like forever where I didn't have a research start. and I play on very fast, so the fact that I didn't get my research start and we're playing on fast, it's making me nervous because to me I'm like way behind on everything.
Wait, is there a way for me to? Oh wait, there it is. Vision. Okay, sweet. I can. Alright, this seems like a good area to do some testing. How do I pause the timer?
Usually you hit escape, and then there'll be like at the second drop of the menu list, it's pause timer.
I don't have that option. Single player. I just wanted to. I could probably just make out time.
Are we on tiny?
Small. It's a small map.
We started off right next to each other. I can already hear your units being hit.
Well, you
Like,
better
we must have started
watch
off
out.
right next to each other. Yeah, you better watch out. It's gonna suck for you.
What is your command?
Alright, this seems like a good open space
What
over
is your
here. I'm gonna
command?
try this.
We heed the Emperor's calling. March unto the foe. Unto the tip of the spear. What is your command?
That's what.
Our faith is our shield. I will lead my brothers into battle.
Man, this start sucks.
Yes.
Not only did I start in volcanic, but there's no even like good biomass outposts neither.
Your holy terror. What is your command?
Yeah, the wildlife is giving me a little bit hard time.
You know, I'm lying. I already got Carnifexes out, Des. You might as well just quit now.
Faith is our shield.
Interesting.
Like 5 turns away from the Scythe Terror Duel, dude.
Unto the foe.
Okay.
Have you ever gotten far enough into the game to actually face one of those things?
Yeah, well, yeah, fast speed, anything's possible. I've seen tier 10 on fast speed, but those games are like turn 90, 100.
Yeah.
But I mean, usually what happens, like, if two good players, like, if they're really good, if they know the matchups really good, and they're playing each very cautiously and defensively, a lot of times those games tend to go like to turn like really late, and that's when you start to see the like who has the best economy, who has the best tech.
I am ready to lead.
Because it, for a lot of the newer PvP players, they can follow the build guide to the mid game and their economy is okay, but then once they get to that very late game, that's when they don't know what to do or what to build. Or
PvE players?
yeah, like that's where, like,
Like napkins.
well,
Sorry,
it's
what?
it's
I heard my name.
Our faith.
I mean, it's a fair thing to say. He already mentioned he only really does AI.
yeah, like I'm saying, anybody, like, I could give a new player a build order for the first like 30 turns, but like it's after those 30 turns, what do you do, you know?
What is
Now
your
sometimes
command?
people don't know what to do after they get to that point in the game.
You know what I think is awesome too, though, is like PvP
What do you
also
command?
lets you learn how even like your build order isn't set in stone in PvP. Because I change what units I go for just based off the faction I'm going for.
Glory.
Yeah.
Our faith is
Because I mean, you gotta do something, right? Because we don't meet each other
march unto the
right in the
foe.
beginning. Like I can't guarantee exactly what units you're going to go for. So, knowing that I'm going against SM, I already have in my mind, okay, well, these units on average work better than these units. And then once we run into each other, then I'm like, okay, I got to start doing something else too. If you did something that I wasn't expecting.
Right. Yeah. No. I think you can. You can get an idea of what maybe the strengths are for certain factions and what they tend to go, and then but yeah, you can always throw off your opponent by going for something completely different.
Okay, so something I really need to ask Mo here is, what research level are your lictors at? Because the things that I want to use are like tier 7.
T6.
So okay, so I wish that they would move the thing that I want to use down to T6 as well, because having to wait 5 extra turns just to pump out my units is kind of crappy. And they're weaker than your units too. They're just strong enough to take a hit, which really sucks.
You know what unit is surprisingly really good against Raveners and Lictors, but they're like low tier.
What?
Fucking Tau Pathfinders.
Wow.
Pathfinders have one of their little ammunition slots they can do that will one-shot, or just about one-shot, Raveners, and just about one-shot fucking Lictors.
Dude, they do a ton of damage just to cities alone, if you have enough of them.
My buddy plays Tau, and I've been kicking his ass with Raveners, and he kept trying to figure out how to beat them, Well, finally, he started using Pathfinders on me, and he hasn't won a game yet, but boy, does he not get close with those fucking Pathfinders.
Biggest mistake I see people with Pathfinders is like if you watch me when I play with my Devastators, I make sure they're like really well protected. Like it's really hard to get to them. I see some Tau players, they kind of throw their Pathfinders like almost in the front, and you like sneeze on them and they die. So it's
well, they probably don't realize how good they actually are.
I do want to correct Desk Gaming about something earlier. You mentioned that your lictors would one-shot heavy destroyers, but while doing my testing, I still managed to keep 2 of my destroyers like the animation thing up. Like they didn't do a whole lot of damage to the destroyer, while the destroyer did a lot of damage to them. However, they almost completely destroyed my tier 7 unit with two units left on the animation. So
I mean, Lictors are T6, man. They're tough.
Yeah, but you'd think for a T7 unit, I should be on par, if not slightly stronger than your unit. But however, a heavy destroyer takes out, I think, 1 or 2 of your lictor animations, so you're left with 1. I think. I have to double check that, but it did like 11 damage to lictor, which is so far higher than a barge, or yeah, annihilation barge. My annihilation barge did 8. So
yeah, okay, yeah, I got that one wrong.
Yeah, Des. God.
I am the worst teacher ever in this game.
I don't actually blame you.
Don't get no build orders from that guy.
You don't play Necron, so I don't blame you on that.
Yeah, I do not. I'm gonna play them eventually one day.
If we played SM, I bet you we probably would have steamrolled them with Vindicators. Actually, how does Terminators work against Lictors?
We stand ready. Forge ahead.
Terminators versus Lictors.
That one I haven't tried.
I think there would be better units because you would want. I mean, I'm sure they would do a lot of damage to Lictors, but you would want to save your Terminators for something else because Terminators have high pin. And lictors don't have a lot of armor, so I don't know if you would want to waste your Terminators on lictors.
What is your command?
Are there upgrades that can be made to lictor damage?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what's beautiful about Tyranids.
We stand
Because there might be
ready.
something that I could have been overlooking while working with my heavy destroyers and lictors. Is that I made sure that like my units had, I think, upgrades. But I might not have put upgrades on the lictor ones because I'm not really sure how to. So the
So
damage
yeah.
could have been a little skewed.
So lictors, lictors get a few good upgrades. They're affected by bioweapon symbiosis. They're affected by where is it? Biomorph adaptation, I'm pretty sure. And then adrenal glands.
Brother Captain reporting.
Now, do you pick all those up on your way to lictors, or some of them, like, do you have to choose between lictor?
No, those actually come after lictors. The thing about lictors is lictors are great, but where you're really gonna get your nice start is your raveners. And I'll explain that. Let me just finish my turn here.
Alright. So I think I have an idea on how I can deal with it. It's just I need to have a lot of units to do it effectively and efficiently. 'Cause
So like for raveners, raveners are a tier 4 unit. But raveners are affected by Gigabore hives. Increases armament penetration of short-range weapons. Because later you're going to get Ravener Death Spitters, which count as short-range weapons. And then from there you keep going on to bioweapon symbiosis, because Raveners are also melee. And then you continue on from there, and they're also affected by biomorph adaptation, because Death Spitters are considered biomorphs. And then they're affected by adrenal glands. So, like, what lictors are better than Raveners, but stat-wise, but I also feel like Raveners are almost as good because they do get so many more upgrades, which then other techs influence. And at the same time, they're not nearly as expensive as lictors. Lictors are super expensive.
We stand ready.
yeah, I was a little bit concerned because I couldn't. I don't get any real effective units until tier 6, and that's the Doommark. And by the time I was producing Doommark, I only got one of them out before the game ended. It turns out they take 60 energy, and I was getting 33 per turn. So I was every 2 turns I'd be able to make a Doommark.
I will say, like, right now the Necron Toonblade rush is pretty fucking strong. That's really strong.
That got nerfed in the beta thing. Did you not see the
Oh.
33% increase to their?
Oh no, I don't. I'll be honest. I don't read the patches when I should, but that's good. Good. To be honest, good, because me and Dez was talking about this a few days ago. Man, that Toonblade rush was fucking OP.
Yeah, I was telling Des that what we could have done is I could have done a Toonblade rush, and I could have possibly killed either you or Blue, but he was Des was extremely worried about lictors, because if you guys manage to get to that point, Toonblades are pretty much garbage. But the last time I tried it with Art, I managed to produce 8 Toonblades by turn 24. So I had 5 of them on the base, 2 of them on the way from my base to Art's friend. So in total, I believe I had 8 Toonblades out. And Art completely destroyed it, though, because Art is Art, so there's that.
Oh God, the wrath of the robots are upon me. I might
Bro,
have.
I don't want to hear about it. That 1-2v, that free for all we did when I had 3 robots literally killing my main base and expansion. Worst encounter of robots I've ever had.
What is your command?
Dude, the game that we were playing, there was almost, I think, six stingwings. 6 stingwings next to my base, killing my Tomb Blades.
What is your command?
That was so infuriating.
Brother Captain reporting. Forward, brothers.
I got an idea. I'll grab. Oh, I don't want to spend the money for this.
Spend it, dude. Spend the money.
Like,
You
I don't
say
even-
you don't, but your eyes say yes.
Yes.
I wish I could get Divine Heretic to actually talk to me.
So I'm gonna try something crazy here.
Our faith is our shield.
Oh man, I hope these robots don't kill my tower. My captain did like a handgun shot at it, and now they're going crazy.
I'm trying a different build myself. I'm hoping this works out.
I'll be right back.
Alright, well, I think I should go take a look at that.
You're going to bed?
Let me know. Taking a look on your unit. I don't know what Cry is doing.
Yeah. What did you say you were doing?
I wanted to check what scarabs do, because I've never built scarabs before.
Okay. I thought you said you were going to bed.
No. It's 6:24 p.m. It's way too early for me to go to bed.
Where are you in Cali?
Canada.
Canada. Okay.
Brother Captain.
You must be on the west side though.
Our faith is
British
our
Columbia, so
My
yes.
shield. I am ready to lead.
Shit, how do I do the thing again?
It's Alt D, I think it is.
Send me to war.
It's either Alt D or Control D.
It starts where the enemy is.
Yeah, there we go.
I am ready to lead.
Sweet.
What is your command? Our faith is our shield. Our faith is our shield. What do you command? Emperor, guide me. What do you command? Our faith is our shield. What is your
This seems
command?
interesting. I don't think the creation list has scarabs as an option.
Brother Captain reporting. Brother Captain reporting. Our faith is our
Ah, I took him off Overwatch. Damn it.
We stand ready. We stand ready. My lord. With conviction unyielding. I am here. I am ready to lead. Into the fray, brothers! What is your command? What is your command? We stand ready. Our faith is our shield. March unto the foe. We stand ready.
That's...
Brother Captain reporting.
Ah, there we go. Figured out how to find them.
What
Yeah,
would you
let's
have of me?
try.
I am ready to lead.
Hmm.
We stand ready.
Less than half of what I hoped they would do. At least they make good scouts.
What is your command? We stand ready. Our faith is our shield.
And then they instantly die. Okay, good to know.
Send me to war.
Welcome to the Tyrannid world.
For the Emperor. We stand ready.
We can kill some shit instantly, but we tend to instantly die too.
Our faith is our shield.
There are a few things I'm finding could be a potential threat to you, but the problem is that there's a lot of setup and build up to it. So, for example, you got the Lord that can upgrade my unit's armor so they can take a hit, and then there's Destroyer Lord, which will increase the attack of my adjacent units, I believe. I can't double check that. And then any of your units near my Destroyer Lord take an extra 30% damage. So, right off the bat, my Destroyer Lord at level 8 will do 13.7 damage to your lictors,
March unto the foe.
which leaves you down to 2.
They will fall one by one. Heavy weapons here. Yes. I am here. I assume I am needed there. My faith shall sustain me.
Interesting.
Brother Captain reporting. We stand ready. Our faith is our shield. Forge ahead into glory. What would you have of me? Our duty calls.
By the way, is Des back yet?
Yeah. I've been doing my turns. I'm gonna deal with these robots.
You can't deal with those robots, bro. What you talking about?
We stand ready.
We will see.
Maybe those robots are dealing with you. Have you ever thought about that?
Stand ready. As one into the gathering storm.
Maybe.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, let's do
Brother
this.
Captain reporting. I am here. Our faith is our shield. Yes. Our faith is our shield. Devastators reporting. It shall be done. My lord.
You guys ever watch The Matrix?
Yep.
Did you ever watch the animated version that kind of tells the story?
I believe so, but I don't remember it fully.
I watched the animated version just recently, and dude, I understand why the humans are fucking up everybody. That's some fucked up shit they did to the robots.
Captain reporting. It is time for this.
So, like, apparently, what happened was the humanity made robots to be subservient to man. Well, robots got artificial intelligence, but it's not like Terminator. They didn't just go on a fucking killing spree. They got artificial intelligence. They wanted to start having like their own rights. They try to be very diplomatic about the whole thing, but humanity just wasn't having it. So people started like destroying robots out on the street. Robots weren't fighting back, so on and so forth. Well, like the leader of the robots took them to a country that they've made, and all the robots went to this country to get away from the humans. Well, the robots country, they were like highly advanced in technology, and they shared their technology with people, like their advancements in medical industry, blah blah blah. And well, humanity planned another attack on the robots to make them go extinct. They feared the robots' technology. Well, ultimately, that's what ended up leading the robots to completely just fucking wiping out humanity and using them as battery packs.
Oh gosh.
Except for the fact that humans are absolutely terrible battery packs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm an engineering student. That's actually, I always thought that was funny. My professors like to talk about that all the time.
Holy shit! I think I found the most absurd counter to lictors. That's freaking hilarious.
Air units.
No. It's actually maybe the thing that you at least expect. So, on its own, the flayed ones will get absolutely one shot by the lictors. However, if you have a level 6 Lord with a maxed out defensive protocol, the lictors cannot one-shot a flayed unit. Actually, the lictors only do 6.0 damage to the flayed ones. The flayed ones, on the other hand, do, I think it's 8.9, and then adjacent enemies to the Destroyer Lord will take 11.5. So literally,
Yeah, that defensive protocol is pretty nice.
so a full thing of 3 lictors with full morale and full HP will leave 3 flayed ones with the defensive protocol up. Which, I mean, flayed ones will still do a lot of damage back. You got basically a tier 1 unit that can effectively tank lictors and deal damage back to them. It's kind of broken.
What do you command?
What makes it even more kind of amusing is that if you just put destroyers behind the flayed ones that can absolutely tank those hits, you're basically just running around with dead lictors with like tier 5 and tier 1 units as a Necron. I found a use for the most useless Necron unit.
Yes.
So what are the odds of reaching Vindicator vehicles in a 1v1 on a map like this?
It
It
depends
on
how aggressive I am with the tech. But I mean, if I'm gonna win this game, yeah, that's it's Vindicators are gonna get me there.
Yes. Send me at them, and they shall know fear. I am here. My lord. Forge ahead. Lord. We
Is there
stand
anyone
ready.
else spectating this? Let's see.
We will subdue you.
Just me.
You're the only one who cares about us napkins.
Devastators reporting.
Anytime I spill my coffee, you've always been there for me.
It's funny because that wasn't really my original username. I used it as just a funny thing for like a games group. People just found it funny, so I just rolled with it.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
Brother Captain reporting. Watch what you have of me. Yes. We stand ready. Yes. Yes. Devastators reporting. I am here. What is your command? Watch what you have of me. Brother Captain reporting. We stand ready. There can be no mercy for the enemy. What is your command? Devastators reporting. We stand ready. Brother Captain reporting.
Yeah, so napkins, I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm going to use a particular unit to see if I can slow him down a bit.
Oh, I mean, I don't really play SM that much, so I wouldn't know exactly how that would go about.
You don't know what you're doing, brah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Des is a good starting point, though, if you want to learn a different faction. I actually really appreciate the fact, Des, that you play so many factions. Any other YouTubers that I find, they stick to like one faction.
Our faith is our shield.
I think he's played Chaos before.
I've seen Des play AM, SM, Orcs, Tau.
I don't think I've ever
I don't
seen
know
him
if you
play
played
Tau.
Nids. Have you played Nids, Des?
Yeah, a long time ago when they sort of first came out.
Ah, they're so much better, dude. Like, I mean, they've nerfed the Malanthropes a bit, but like the whole, I appreciate what they
Okay,
did with the
thanks,
instinctive
David.
behavior. The instinctive behavior is a lot better than what it used to be. That feeding shit was crap.
Yes.
Sadly, Necrons are the only race I'm relatively good with in any sort of decent way.
Oh, dude,
Go, David.
Tyranids are the only faction I'm good with. I'm completely garbage with any other faction. But I have a passion for Tyranids. I play Tyranids on the tabletop, so I have like a passion for them.
Although I should ask, is Lictors considered a heavy armored unit? Or
No.
like skirmisher unit? Skirmer?
I would consider them more like a skirmisher unit, but no, they're not heavily armored. I think their armor's like what, 6?
In that case, Descry, you remember that strategy you showed me earlier with the Tau? Do you think that would work with Lictors and Tyranids? I'm not sure if that...
Strategy against Tau or being
Against-
Tau?
The strategy, the thing that you showed me with the Tau, can you use it against the Tyranids, especially the Lictors, using the Melta-Bomber?
The melted bombs only work on Carnifexes.
Yeah, I think for lictors, try crack grenades.
Because I was thinking perhaps you could use the same strategy that you showed me earlier with Tyranids, and after seeing what you did to those Sky Rays, it'd be absolutely devastating probably to a Tyranid player if you could do the same thing.
Devastators reporting. We stand ready.
Yeah, I don't think Meltabombs are for vehicles, and I think the only units that count as vehicles for Tyranids are the Carnifexes, the Herspecs, and the Scythe Pterodal.
Faith is our shield.
But I think you can use crack grenades, and I think those are pretty good against the
Conviction
against lictors.
And then the other question would be, how effective are mines against Tyranids? Because can't you see mines?
Yeah, you can see mines, but it does slow them down at certain points on the map, though.
I have to go around them. I'll have to find some way to go around them or plow through them.
Yeah.
Because Blue Arrow had those bomb things, so I was thinking, well, a Tyranid player can just use those like little bomb things, I can't remember what they're called, and just plow through those mines.
The spore mines, they're really good at like ambush areas or trying to halt a unit, but what you should be using them for, I would say, is when you know that your opponent doesn't have Overwatch, spawning them next to a unit, and then they'll one-shot most troop infantry units.
Wonder why he was using them in our match, because pretty sure, because I ran up to his spore mines with my Tomb Blade, and then Descry told me to move it. It's kind of interesting how he didn't destroy my Annihilation Barge when he had the chance. He decided to go for Descry's Tower, which I think was probably a slower move than if he went for my Barge.
Yeah, so when he had the 2 lictors next to your barge, he forgot to use their action points. I actually was just telling Des about that. Wasn't I, Des?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, he forgot to take it out. I got onto him about that. I'm like, dude, why didn't you take out the barge? It's like, oh, I forgot. I was like, don't be forgetting shit like that. That's what could cost us the game.
Yeah, I was hoping that I could get it around to defend Des's base, but I didn't realize just how little damage it does to Tyranids. Like, it appeared to do a decent amount of damage to, fuck, what are they called?
We ride once again.
Don't think you have them. The Devourers, or whatever they're called? They're not Lictors, they're the other one.
The Raveners.
Yeah, Raveners. They did decent damage to the Raveners, but they did almost no damage, just 8.5 damage to the Lictors. So it takes 3 of them to kill one group of Lictors, which is kind of insane when you think about it.
What do you command?
And then
Lictors are good.
Yes.
I only got 1 Doom arc
Yes.
by the time the game basically ended.
Watch what you have.
So a lot of Necron's decent units are around tier 6 and onwards.
Let us
Oh,
advance,
tier 7 and
brothers.
onwards, not 6.
Leave none alive. Yes. Our faith is our shield.
Because I'm starting to notice a lot of the vehicles for early game Necrons are not that good in PvP
We stand
multiplayer
ready.
situations. They're good on against AI, because AI doesn't know how to deal with them.
What is your command? Onto the tip of the spear.
Scouts ready. Scouting for foes. Deploying cluster mines.
My lord.
Have you guys, either of you done like a three-way free for all?
Yeah, we actually did a stream a week ago, but Mo
Is
didn't
that-
have very good luck with the wildlife.
Yeah, I was not happy with that game in the least bit.
I'd imagine it's pretty crappy to have like a 3v3 for all because you can easily just jump one person, and then it just makes it a 1v1 at that point.
Well, what happened with me was we were having a free for all, and I built my second base,
We stand
and out of nowhere, like I think it was 3 robots came out of the shadows and cut off my main base and my expansion base, and they were literally destroying my expansion, and they had killed all my units, so I had no units to fight with. And anytime I spawned units, because they were so close to my main base also, they just killed them. They killed them. So I wasn't even able to actually get units until like turn 20. And then the guy we were doing the free-for-all with, he was supposed to team up with me because I was doing so bad.
You were a scaredy cat.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was doing so bad, we were supposed to team up against Des. But then the guy left.
Ooh.
And I had been pushing my army towards him so we could team up on Des. So when he left, the AI took over, and the AI started fucking me up from the back lines, and then I ran into Des, who was on the other side of me.
heavy
Oof.
weapons here.
It was just not a good game.
I've actually had a pretty bad start once with something like that. I was trying to start off a match in an AI game with the Chaos Space Marines, and right next to my base there was an army of 3 robots, and that was my main base. Like, I just started the game, I haven't gotten anything, so I just moved my troops one spot, and my entire army was completely annihilated. And then they started going down on my base. I'm like, okay, well, seeing as the game just started, I'm gonna start a new game. I'm like, that's pretty unlucky to just spawn right next to a whole bunch of robots immediately.
Yeah.
Forward, brothers. Our duty calls. As you wish, brother. We stand ready.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried after the game. I'm just like, okay, I guess Descry, much like Lobster, will just never play with me ever again.
Yes.
That's why you're not invited to this game.
Yeah,
No, I'm
makes
joking.
sense.
I'm joking. I don't want to speak for Descry.
Heavy weapons here.
You know what, dude? You can hit me up. I'm actually... Everyone who I play with are, like, actual, like, friends of mine. And none of them are good. You can hit me up. Like, I'm really patient. I like to play games. I've relaxed, you know, from my teenage years. I'm a bit older now. I'm a bit more patient and relaxed. So, if you want to hit up a game just to have a game and get some practice in, hit me up anytime, dude. Like, send me a friend request, hit me up, be like, hey, you want to play a game? I would be completely down for it.
Same. Yeah, when I played a lot of the other RTS games, I usually just tend to hang back until I reach endgame, but with this game, I really do like rush strategies. I enjoy trying to make Tomb Blade rush work. I've liked to, I've tried making mass bikes with SM, but usually those just get crushed really quickly. I think I've tried to do predators, like early predators, and that didn't really go too well because they did no damage to anything, especially the wildlife. And the only successful rush, if you can call it a rush, would be Daka Jets. Yeah, having bots just running around with tier 5 units while you're running around with Daka Jets is amusing. But it would appear this isn't really a game that's meant for rushing, especially with how dense the wildlife is.
Scouts ready. Raring to go.
Yes. I am ready to lead. Brother Captain report.
It's kind of interesting how they place players in the when they create this game.
Mount up. We ride once again. My lord, scanning ahead for targets. Engines to maximum.
Blue Arrow wanted to know why you made an anti-air tank that game.
Yes, my lord.
Hi, Tyrant.
My lord.
Oh.
What is your command? We stand ready.
Yeah, Blue Arrow, he always goes high of turn. Like, if you watch some of Descry's past games, Blue Arrow, he's got a very set in build he does. It's always Raveners into Lictors, backtrack into Biovores, and his hero unit is always high of turn.
Can't that just be exploited by a player that knows what he's doing?
Well, and that's what Des was trying to do, but Des's problem was he pushed in on that base when he shouldn't have. That was a no-no.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I can understand why he was doing it, but I was also kind of wondering why is he leaving his one base exposed as a SM player when all
I took a gamble basically, and it was a bad gamble.
Yeah, you can
Base
never
rates don't-
out-mobilize the Tyranids. Tyranids have probably one of the best mobilizations, if not the best mobilization in the game.
Yeah, I don't think base racing is a good idea with a race that cannot build more than one base.
Well, you know, me and Blue Arrow thought that Des was going to base snipe while you hung back and protected his base. But when we realized your units weren't there, we were confused. We were like, okay, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I was almost pretty certain that you guys were gonna just like. I was almost certain that you would go from my base and then Blue Arrow would go for his base. So what I tried to do is give, like, because my units were already split, I decided, well, these units are closer to Des's units, so I may as well just, like, use them as fodder for Des, so Des can just do whatever, and my units that I don't care about just die off. And then my units back at my base will just fend off your army.
Scout bikes reporting.
I was thinking about moving out with my army, but then I kind of figured then I have no one back at my base to defend it against you. So if you attacked me and all my units were off with Dessa's units, then I'm just gonna die.
Yeah, we thought about that because we had mentioned you being a newer player and being able to exploit that. But then I told Blue Arrow, I was like, actually, I don't know if that would be the best idea because since Napkins is a new player, I bet you they're both like around his area to keep him from getting sniped. But the whole game was confusing. Like Des rushing in like that, the fact that you were nowhere to be seen, we were both confused. We were like, okay, we don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I can say that the next game that we play will be a little bit more confusing because I won't necessarily be as laid back with the next game we play, because this game I was trying to build what Descry was suggesting I build to help fight the lictors, because that's the thing that Descry was the most worried about, is the lictors showing up. So I'm just like, okay, so does Doomsday counter lictors? And so I just started to build right into Factory and into Doomark. The only problem is I didn't realize how deep down the tree the Doomark was, actually. I didn't realize it's almost like a, I think it's a tier, it is
What is your command?
tier 6 unit.
Yes, my lord.
So I would have to play with just Annihilation Barge, which is a tier 3 unit,
Yes, my lord.
up until tier
What
6.
is your command? As one into the gathering
Which
storm,
isn't really ideal.
my lord. For holy terror. What is your command? Leave none alive. As one into the gathering storm. Yes. Heavy weapons here.
My lord. Looking for soft targets.
What is your command? Yes, my lord. We tread the path the Emperor has shown us. What is your command? In his name.
Oh my god, look how many robots.
Die, heathens!
It's time to run away now.
Send me to war.
Yeah, I've already
My lord.
killed a few of my fair share of robots.
Yeah.
I don't mean to spoil it for either of you, but there are 7 robots in a certain area of the map, just clumped together. 7 of them clumped together in one specific area of the map.
Yeah, I really wish they would be better on the RNG because robots being like the top tier unit for wildlife, I really wish they would have them like programmed to where they don't spawn like that. I'm thinking like 2 in a cluster. You know what I mean?
Scouts ready.
Yeah.
Approaching objective.
But yeah, when you're like, especially early in the game, like this, running into 7 robots like that, like that's an army wiper. That that will wipe your army early in the game like this.
I just gotta get to a trader. I've got so much influence, it's not funny.
Oh, that's interesting. Yorga mentioned that I can teleport to an allied Necron city, but I cannot teleport. Like when I tried it with my AI, who was Chaos Space Marines, I couldn't teleport to his city. So I guess I would have to use a Necron player to do it.
I am ready to lead.
Scout bikes reporting. Scout bikes reporting. Scouts ready.
weapons here.
That is a lot of robots.
Raring to go. Hunter missile tank has arrived.
Our faith is our shield. Heavy weapons here. Leave none alive. Yes. I am here. Our faith carries us forwards. Our faith is our shield. Devastator Squad movie.
My lord.
Brother Captain reporting. We stand ready. Heavy weapons here.
There's a lot of wasps too.
Raring to go. Scout bikes reporting. Scout bikes reporting. Scouting for foes. Scouting for foes. Death to the...
Oh. I might actually not be too right. Apparently the tier 7 units that I'm kind of bashing on here, I've been using them in melee, when apparently they are ranged units, or semi-ranged. So there might actually be a ranged advantage to using them against lictors instead of just throwing them in melee combat.
Yeah, you tend to want to range lictors because they overwatch you in melee.
Okay, so let me try this again, because I might have misthought, played, figured out. Where are the lictors at? Oh, wait. Now, show that these things have range. Why does it seem like they're not doing range at all? I think he was wrong, because I'm not seeing a ranged option. Unless, of course... That is odd. Really odd. Oh. Okay, so that explains it. Apparently it's range 1 ranged weapon. Hmm. I think I'll just stick with my first idea because it seems to be the better idea against them. And the cheapest. Let's see.
Hunter missile tank has arrived. Anti-air here. To the front line. Rearing to go. Deploying cluster mines.
What do you command? Together we move, without hesitation. Send me to war. Yes, my lord. Our faith is our shield. What is your command? We stand ready. Our duty calls. What is your command? What is your command?
Scout bikes reporting. Rearing to go. Rearing to go. My lord. Scouts ready. Hunter anti-air ready. Looking for soft targets. My lord. Scout bikes reporting.
Devastators reporting.
My lord. Hunter anti-air ready. We go to soak death. Rearing to go.
Devastator squad moving. Watch what you have of me. Yes.
You know, it's oddly satisfying seeing T1 trash units completely destroy lictors. That's...
What you
actually
T1? Which unit are you using? Guardsmen?
using flayed ones. Using flayed ones with the level 6 Lord buff will absolutely decimate the lictors, because lictors only do 6.0 damage to them, leaving 3 animation units. So if I have at least enough flayed ones to surround my Lord,
Raring to go.
there's enough there to kill
My lord.
3
Ranging
enemy
ahead.
lictor
Deploying
squads.
cluster mines.
So, and they're easier to mass, cheaper to build. So in total, I only need
Quickly, brothers.
2 flayed one squads to take out 1 lictor squad, or at least enough to do enough damage to scare the crap out of the player using the lictors.
Scout bikes reporting.
I only need, I think, 5 in total to surround my Lord to get the full armor buff. And I don't know. I think the armor buff lasts 3 turns, 2 or 3 turns.
We stand ready
So
with conviction unyielding.
yeah,
My lord.
cheap but effective way to kill
We
a lictor
stand
player.
ready.
That's also not including all the heavy destroyer units that would be in the back. Yeah.
Scout bikes reporting. My lord. Scout bikes reporting.
I'd be more than willing to share that with you when you guys are done your game.
All right.
And then Mo can just tell me how wrong I am and how unrealistic it would be.
Raring to go.
You guys ever realize how many hours this game takes up? Because there's been 3 games, and now it's already 7:15 p.m. since 12 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a strategy game.
My lord.
Turn-based strategy game.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you're right. Like StarCraft, it can end in like 10 minutes.
Oh, have you seen Zerg rushes? Those are insane. I personally, I think I start getting Void Rays out as a Protoss around 12 minutes into the game, which is relatively fast for a Sky Toss player.
Hunter missile tank has arrived. Ready for commands. Scout bikes reporting.
Actually, do either of you two play StarCraft?
Looking for some
I used to. I played up until Heart of the Swarm, and then I went to basic training, and I haven't touched it since.
Send me to war.
Are you
I am
fully
ready to
in
lead.
military then?
Tread the path.
No, I was medically discharged.
anti-air here. Those skies will be yours, my lord. As you command.
So,
Riding
was
up.
medically discharged a relief for you, or did that actually kind of
In the
put
Emperor's
a
name
downer
we
on you?
go.
I was 6 years in, and the way I saw it, I had 14 more years to go before I could retire, so it was actually kind of a downer.
Reporting.
My lord. Those skies will be yours, my lord.
March unto
I had
the
just
We stand
re-upped for my second term,
heavy weapons
and I broke my femur, and
into
they
the fray once
discharged me.
more. With conviction
Yeah, discharge you
unyielding.
over like anything these days, aren't they? Remember
Well,
the
I
Vietnam
mean,
War?
the problem is because I broke my femur. I mean, think realistically. Yeah, I get why they did it. Being in the military, no matter what your job is, your sole purpose is to defend the country. So, if I have a broken femur and I can no longer run, I can't carry anything over 60 pounds. I was airborne and I worked for special forces, so I couldn't do a lot of the shit they require me to do. So at the end of the day, it's just one of those things, man.
Couldn't they have put you into engineering or something along that lines? Even a chef?
Well,
I
that's
mean,
that's the thing. Like that's what I'm saying is no matter your job, you're still your first job is to be infantry. So I was actually an engineer, or what the military would consider as an engineer. I was a plumber. My job was I was a plumbing instructor. I taught the 18 Charlies going through their courses plumbing.
fair point.
But if you can't do the job of a soldier, you can't do the job of the soldier. Like you got to go.
So, were you in the American military or Canadian?
No, I'm from the United States.
What about you, Des? Are you American?
I'm a Canadian, but I married an American, and I live in New York.
Ooh, I feel bad for you, the New York part. Where they don't have police anymore.
I live upstate New York, so it's a little bit out of the chaos that's happening in the city.
See, the problem here on my end of being Canadian is that Canadians are very easily influenced by what America does, even though they try so hard to deny being American. They're basically monkey see, monkey do on this end.
That's most of the world, to be completely honest.
I don't know. Britain
People
kinda
don't
does the same
realize
thing.
that like a lot of the world is influenced by what's going on in America. Because my fiance, she's German. She's from Germany. And even over there, ever since this crap has been started here in America, they've been getting a lot of crap in Germany now.
Yeah, I thought the only place that was pretty much messed up in Europe was France. I say France because like the yellow jacket movement and the fact that they burned down a church, cathedral, a little while back. Yeah, not too smart. But the thing that I can't understand is that why
Oh
does
shit, did my
everyone,
time run out?
Yeah,
uh,
you ran
Damn,
out of
dude.
time.
I had a lot of I had a lot of shit going on.
Rearing to go.
I was kind of
Approaching
curious as to
objective.
why the rest of the world is so concerned with
Scanning ahead for
America's
targets.
politics and
Engines
stuff,
to
because like
maximum.
people
My lord.
outside America cannot change anything related to what's going on in America. You can share your posts, you can like posts, you can do whatever, but at the end of the day, you can't do anything outside of America to change what's going on in America. So I usually find it personally a little bit pointless if you're worrying about another country's internal
What
struggles,
do you command?
political struggles.
Send me to war.
Yeah.
Because as a Canadian, I can't go over there and vote. I can't vote for Trump. I can't go over there and elect your mayors or do anything like that. So all I can do here is just go on Facebook, share whatever I might agree or disagree with. At the end of the day, it's doing nothing to no one, really, because it's not going to change the minds of the American people. Like, I'm Canadian. What do they care about what we do?
What is your command? What is your command?
My lord. Ranging ahead. Anti-air here. Anti-air here.
Heavy weapons here. My lord. My lord. What is your command? We stand ready. Yes, my lord.
Isn't it relatively common for players in this game to run with high density wildlife?
I do high density wildlife, but that's really just to keep people from rushing.
Raring to
Seems to be
go.
what Duskcry is kind of going for in this map. But I'm not
Is
sure
this
if
high
it's
density, Descry?
No, it's normal.
Really?
I was gonna say this doesn't feel like high density.
This looks like high density to me. I usually keep it on medium.
Devastators reporting.
If it were high density, imagine how messed up those 7 robots would be. They'd probably be 12.
Yes. What do you command? Send me to war. Yes.
Wait. Tyranids can self-heal? I thought it was only Necrons that can self-heal.
You would be wrong, my friend. You would be wrong.
If he levels up, that also sometimes heals your units.
Even the smallest little detail can give something away.
I am here.
Or
Yeah,
you went
so-
with the Tom monsters.
I'm
Yeah,
not,
The
yeah. Be careful
Harsifux.
what you say because like the smallest detail can give away what I'm doing.
well, I'm doing my best not to give away any specific details at all. I just wasn't sure if Tyranids could self-heal. I think it depends on like if they're on a whatchamacallit, those resource nodes.
I am here.
Ready for commands. Scout flanks reporting. Scout flanks reporting.
So I have
Hey,
a
Des, you
general-
better calm down with that shit.
Scanning ahead for targets.
have a general idea of how morale works, but does either of you two want to explain fully how morale
Anti-air
works?
here. Rearing to go.
So I think it has to do with the damage output of your units and how much damage they take.
Moving to next waypoint. Incoming.
Yeah. Morale. If your morale's low, then you do less damage and you take more
Heavy
damage.
weapons here. Devastators reporting.
Anti-air here.
Do you both like this morale system, or do you think the game would be better off without it?
I think it's all right.
What do you command? Send me to war.
Yeah, I like the morale system. Depends who you ask.
Our faith is our shield. March unto the foe.
Yeah. Why you asking so many questions, huh?
Yes, my lord.
So I can learn about the game.
That's a good
Anti-air
answer.
here. Yes, my lord. We're on the hunt.
It's a good answer about my question, about your questions.
Yeah, I've been told I ask one too many questions.
I am ready
Sometimes
to
in a situation like this where I'm just being a spectator, asking too many questions can be a bad thing.
Moving to next waypoint.
Well, the problem with it is asking questions isn't a bad thing. The problem is as a spectator, you tend to be influenced by the game, so you ask questions that are related to the game, and without knowing it, your question might actually give away something to the opponent.
Good point. kind of why I try my best not to talk about the game or even ask anything about the game, or relatively talk at all.
Send me to war.
I think the only real thing that I've given away so far about the game is the fact that there's like 7 robots in a corner somewhere that will completely destroy your guys' day.
Well, now you said corner, so now we know it's in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, at this point, you guys were gonna figure it out anyways. Actually, I think you guys have already figured it out, so...
Oh, shit!
Case in point.
I'll be right back, guys.
Hey, seeing as we're going on break, I'm gonna get more coffee. At like 7 o'clock. And I'm biting. Is there an option to turn off the map thingy? That is very interesting. And that's what that would be causing. Interesting. I will have to ask you about that later.
Oh, God. Am I the one who ran into the 7 robots?
Devastators have arrived.
If I told you, would that be spoiling it for you?
Well, I already see 4 of them, so I'm pretty sure I'm the one.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yep.
If you can only see 3 of them, just know that just below the level 4, there's level 6, level 5, level 4, and behind both
No,
of
I
those...
see 4 of them.
Yeah.
God damn. Yep. Okay. No, I am leaving that corner alone.
Anti-air here. Scout bikes reporting. Moving to next waypoint.
Watch what you have of me. Our duty calls. I am here.
Hunter
Aren't
anti-air
robots
ready.
great? Aren't you guys glad that you don't have like 5 Skull Lords running around the map?
Yes, my lord. We're on the hunt.
Is Skull Lords turned off?
Our duty calls.
You think one would pop up already?
What is your command? Our
I'm pretty
faith
sure
is
everyone
our
has Skull
shield.
Lords turned off in PvE.
Heavy weapons.
Yeah, I don't turn Skull Lords off, and I have definitely been fucked up by him before.
Into the fray once more.
Engaging your target.
As far as
my
I'm
lord.
concerned, I do
Scouting
not see him
confirmed.
anywhere on the map, so I'm pretty sure whoever the host is has it
Anti-air
turned off.
ready.
What is your command? Moving to new position. We tread the path the Emperor has shown us. Quickly, brothers, into position.
Is Skull Lord hard to kill?
He's pretty freaking tough, man.
Because I was thinking if we were to do like a co-op game against the Skull Lord, would we still get completely messed up if there's like 2 armies fighting him?
Scouts ready. Scouts ready.
Yes, my lord. Yes. Our faith carries us forwards. Yes, my lord. Our faith is our shield. In the Emperor's name we'll go.
My lord.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Our faith is our shield.
Hunter and anti-air ready.
Our duty calls, my lord.
Raring to go. To the front line. My lord. My lord. My lord. Raring to go.
We stand ready.
Raring to go. Ride out to glory. Scout
So,
points reporting.
Dust, is purple like
Deploying
your
cluster
favorite color?
mines.
Or
Yes.
something?
I don't know.
Indicator tank ready.
I just
He has a
rock it.
bonding connection with it.
Terra. Witness your
Don't worry,
courage,
purple's a
brothers.
manly color.
Heavy weapons here.
Ranging ahead. Scouts ready.
Something about purple, just really gets his gonads going.
Deploying cluster mines.
Personally, I kind of prefer orange, but Necrons with orange kind of look weird. I find actually Space Marines and Necrons look pretty decent as a white color. Necrons with green as well is alright. However, purple is a really good Tyranid color. Fits them really well.
Scouts ready. Scouts ready.
Although, not really seen too many AM players on multiplayer. Is AM really that difficult to play with?
I think AM is one of the better factions, to be completely honest.
Well, I mean, I think they're completely busted with having, like, map-wide range. The fact that you can get, basilisks and shoot the enemy from, like, the halfway point of the map and basically still shoot their base, kind of broken. Now, here's the real question.
Brother Captain
Have both
reporting.
players noticed? Have they both noticed?
Noticed what?
Well, let's just put it this way. If I give any information, it could ruin the game.
My lord.
All I have to say is that there is a little Imperial bastion somewhere in the middle of the map. And that's all I can say.
I am ready to lead.
Scout bikes reporting. Raring to go. My lord.
Send me to war. Yes.
Ooh, did this cry find anything though?
Heavy weapons here.
I hate your little
In
fucking
his
scans,
name
dude.
I go. Yes, my lord.
My lord.
Send me at them. And they shall
Ah,
know
dude, come on.
fear.
Shit.
That's not
And
too
it looks
bad.
like the players have found each other, which is what I was trying to say
Yes, my lord.
earlier.
We're on the hunt.
Devastators reporting. In the Emperor's name we go.
It looks like Senpai has noticed you there, Mo.
You've always been so much better than me at like
My lord.
me putting myself out there before you.
Watch what you have of me. Yes,
Raring to
I
go.
think Deskry is just a
I am here.
pretty defensive player, at least from what I've seen so far.
What the
Oh.
fuck?
I think actually if I was to work with Mo, it'd actually be pretty good teammates because we both are aggressive on the map.
Heavy weapons here. You have tempted
Oh, dude, I hate you so much.
my wrath.
Was that a hero unit that he killed? or-
No, it's a Carnifex.
Together we move without hesitation.
You're such a fucking asswipe, man. Oh my lord.
I mean, what do you expect? He's trying to kill you.
It shall
That's the whole thing that he's trying to do.
Scouts ready. Yes, my lord.
as you wish, brother.
My lord. Looking for soft targets. My lord. Raring to go. Scouting for foes.
Our faith is our shield. Our faith is our shield. I am ready to lead. My lord. Wherever you tread, tread light.
You know what would be a complete dick thing for you to do right now? Just build a city right in front of right in front of Deskry. Just be a complete asshole. Just build a city right in front of his army.
No, it wouldn't last long. Not with all those devastators right there.
Of course, it wouldn't last long. It'd just be a way to
What
flex
is
on
your
him.
command?
I've used that tactic before. It's actually not a bad tactic if used right.
What do you command?
Like if you lock down a choke point with it.
I am ready to lead. Send me to war.
However, the thing remains that Deskry has to deal with the Imperial Bastion that you so kindly took care of half of.
Yeah, but he's gonna take it out pretty quick because I have taken care of half of it.
Scout bikes reporting.
Well, here's hoping that kills one of his units on the way out.
Brother Captain reporting.
My lord.
Son of a bitch. You can do infiltrate and shoot.
Yeah.
I thought infiltrate was just a passive, though. Like, I thought only specific units have it, and it's just a flat-out passive.
Is it? Yeah, I think
Well,
you're right.
I know hounds have it for, like, when they're mind controlled by the Tau. I know one of the Necron units has infiltrate, which is played ones. So then you have your lictors. Those cannot be. Those have infiltrate, I believe, because I can't use Overwatch on them. Place your bets here, folks. Who do you think will win?
Wow, pretty good damage. 3.2.
Yeah, not as good as I was hoping though.
So those anthropes, can they be meleeed?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. What about gargoyles? Can they also be meleeed, or are they considered flying units?
God, dude. That's the only thing I don't like about NIDS is just how lack of range I have. Like, I can't just do a firing line like he can. You bastard. Oh, fuck me. Oh, oh, my lord.
The sad reality is that you knew they were there as well.
Yeah, I did. I sure in the fuck did.
All I hear is this.
Oh, that's kind of cool effect. What was that? That was lit. I can see why you like Tyranids. That thing was kind of cool.
I just don't have what I need to deal with that. Those Devastators are just so great because they've got such a... I need to fall back is what I need to do. If I keep trying to go after him, I'm not going to break his line because his Devastators do bonus damage when they haven't moved.
Oh, so they're like...
The guy's just going to stand there and let me throw my units at him, so I'm just going to have to fucking... Just going to have to back off.
Again, on the topic of asking too many questions, do either of you two play the tabletop game?
Yeah, I said I did.
I don't, but I do watch some like YouTube videos of it.
Is the way that the tabletop plays relatively similar to how this game plays in terms of like how the units attack, their health and stuff like that?
Not really. Well, yeah, yes and no. From Tyrannid's perspective, I think they actually did a pretty good job on it.
I take it as you play tournaments on the tabletop version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, an interesting way or thing that I wanted to do is get models and then build a chessboard and have like Warhammer chess, and then have like an alternative version of the chess where units kind of attack each other, and the way they attack is kind of similar to how the tabletop game works. Like, you know, certain units have special abilities. For example, maybe Space Marines might have a frag grenade or something like that. You know, things. Necrons would have self healing, that kind of thing. Something I thought would be cool for a chess game. Actually, at my local store nearby the mall, there was a like a pack that had Space Marines and Necrons in it. $228 for figures of Necron and Space Marines. I figured that might be pretty good considering it's two factions in a single box.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just freaking the tabletop's just expensive. Period. That fucking range, God.
It's funny because this is only SM range. It's not even AM range. Huh.
Yeah, I'll grab that. Well, I mean, like, here's the thing, right? I know it's kind of like I can't really push out until I have Vindicators to do it safely. So I sort of have to play very defensively until I have enough Vindicators. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be cheesy and just camp the middle, but
Ugh, I moved someone I didn't mean to move.
For a second there, I was really hoping that you moved someone right into the army of robots over there in the corner. Just for more amusement. Now, do you think it would be absolutely broken if you could build one production facility on a fortress tile?
Demolish cannon prepared. Target
So it'd
locked.
be
Annihilating.
absolutely amazing to be able to build Vindicators out of a
Yes.
Fortress of Redemption
I am
tile.
ready to lead.
Yes, my lord.
What do you command? Send me to war.
Raring to go. As you command. Riding out.
I hate this little trick he's gonna use. He's gonna then fucking use the turbo boost to bring his spikes back.
Scouts ready.
You knew it.
Our fate is
Necrons can use the same trick with Tomb Blades. Actually, I didn't even know that Turbo would actually let you move after you've already moved. So, Deathcry was telling me to use that on my Tomb Blade. I'm just like, but I already moved. He was just like, do it anyways. And then I was able to move it. I'm just like, oh, things I didn't know before. And I'm still trying to figure out how to use Jinx without messing it up. Because I tend to, I think, use an action point and then try to use Jinx, and then it won't work until the next turn. Which is kind of annoying.
We are ready. We will support our brothers.
Let us advance, brothers. We stand ready. What is your command?
Alright. Get those Vindicators up.
You know, it's also a little bit further annoying that all vehicles don't have turbo on them.
Our faith is our shield.
But that would probably just make AM even more broken than they already are. Imagine Bane Blades with turbo on them. Ugh. They go in, shoot, and they move away.
What is your command?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Like once SM gets a good healthy stream of influence, they can scan every turn, do edicts, do orbital drops. It's pretty brutal. But I mean, that's their strength, right? You know, they're a very tactical faction.
Yes, my lord.
I always thought that they were good early game, but they start to fall off late game.
Our duty calls.
Because for me, I believe the answer to his entire Vindicator army is literally just heavy destroyers,
Raring to go.
and they all die.
Looking for soft targets. Deploying cluster mines.
Although at this point in the game, at turn 53, I'd imagine having Monolith out, which would also probably be the end for his Vindicators.
We stand ready.
I think.
The problem is those Devastators. Those Devastators do just absolutely wonderful against armored units. And they're such a low tier unit.
That too.
Especially when you are playing defensively.
Deploying cluster mines.
Maybe that is the secret to playing SM really well, is just being defensive with it. I kind of figured SM was just an early aggression race because their Space Marines do a lot of damage early on. And so does his Assault Marines, especially if he uses his Melta Bomber tactics against Tau. I just imagine that SM can tear through early game really easily.
Anti-air here.
But then again, at this point, I'd also imagine Terminators being a thing.
Our duty calls.
So Mo, you're not a fan of the lictors then?
That's not the problem. I play against people who rush mech really hard early on, so I'm used to going Carney and zones dealing with mech. But you're actually really big on infantry.
So Basically, if I did a Tomb Blade rush, you would absolutely annihilate my Tomb Blade rush. It's probably a good idea as to why Des told me not to do it. I don't know how many times you and Des have played each other, but if Des is familiar with what you do, it's probably why he said it'd be a complete bait for me to run around with Tomb Blades. Admittedly, I'd probably destroy Blue Arrow with them, because Blue Arrow doesn't seem to build against it.
Scouts ready. Demolish a cannon prepared. Rearing to go.
Oh, what do you know?
Devastators reporting.
What
Yeah,
do
I
you
hate
know?
those fucking scans.
Quickly, the enemy will not wait for us.
Oh, you
Yep.
pinned me.
Scouts ready.
I am here. Our duty calls.
My lord. Scanning ahead for targets. Approaching objective. Yes, my lord. Vindicator advancing.
It shall be done. Let us advance, brothers.
So according to Yurga, the pointy ears are supposedly coming out at the end of October.
Yes, my lord.
But I guess that's only a guess.
Heavy weapons here. Yes. What is your command?
The chapter calls, and we answer.
We tread the path the Emperor has shown us. What would you have of me?
My lord.
Our duty calls.
Anti-air here. Full barrage fire.
Heavy weapons here. Brother Captain reporting. Yes, my lord. Our duty calls. What would you have of me?
My lord.
I don't suppose either of you have managed to eat dinner yet,
Rearing
have
to
you?
go.
What's dinner?
Good point.
Oh, you little sneaky snake.
Yeah, you son of a bitch! I hate all the fucking scans! Oh my lord, how am I supposed to counter that if you can scan all my ambushes?
How does it feel to verse Terran
We
as
stand
a
ready.
Zergling?
Anti-air here. My lord. Vindicator here.
I think what I'll do is this.
Carries us forwards.
So with your limited experience of StarCraft, would you say Necrons or Eldar would be closest to Protoss?
Probably Necrons.
Because I have yet to see shields be added to this game. So that'd be a really cool thing for Eldar, I think, to have in this. Is to have their units have like a shield within their health, but like their shield is larger than their health pool.
Hunter
Makes them glass
anti-air
cannons,
ready.
right? So you gotta deal damage to their shields, but once you break it, much like Protoss, you just completely destroy the Eldar army. But like, you know, yin and yang thing, you gotta build up the shields.
So the real question is, can he defend this? Is that even a base? It's like one population. Oh, that's a decoy probably.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just a secret weapon though.
Yes, my lord.
Anti-air here.
Yes.
What if, just saying hypothetically, that one looking base is actually the base building lictors? Do you ever think of that?
Brother Captain reporting.
I think he passed on lictors this game.
Yeah. No, I'm too deep in to go back for lictors.
So what was your strategy with this anyways? Or is it too early to share that?
Devastators
Me?
reporting.
Well, yeah, I don't want to like ruin the thing with you guys sharing your strategy, but I'm kind of curious if you weren't going lictors, what was the game plan?
It was Carney and zones. Though I was kind of hoping my zones would do more damage to his hero. I mean, it did a lot. but-
Devastators do really good versus zones.
Heavy weapons here. I am here.
Also, my heroes do pretty good damage for zones too.
I am here. Brother Captain.
But the zones can offensively do a lot of damage if they get the opportunity. I find like with lots of termagants, zones have a better chance of doing what they need to do.
Does he have targets?
He has a few.
Raring to go.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing them anywhere. I see carnifexes.
Heavy weapons here. Yes, my lord. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely a bait base.
Moving to new position.
We are ready. Vindicator advancing. Vindicator tank ready.
Watch what you have of me.
Something else I would like to try to figure out is if Necron's armor buff works on ally
Send me
units.
to war.
Vindicator tank ready.
Yes, my lord.
Because imagine,
Hunter
just,
anti-air
bear
ready.
with me here. What if I was allied with Mo, he had lictors out, and his lictors had my Necron Lord's
Our
armor buff on
duty
it?
calls.
Just want to throw that out there.
In the Emperor's name we go. Heavy weapons here. I am ready to lead.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord. Forge ahead into glory.
It's like, how much do I want to kill that? That's the
Heavy
question.
weapons here.
Scouting for foes.
Fine. Eat this.
Rush the enemy.
They have melta bombs too. Jesus
Raring
Christ.
to go.
Yeah, get fucked.
Our duty
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
Ready for commands.
Now? Wait, can he see the
What do you command?
abilities that are on your scout?
My lord.
Devastators reporting. Heavy weapons here.
I'm not sure if enemies can actually see other players' skills on their units.
Scouting for foes. Scout bikes reporting.
Our faith is our shield.
Because yeah, say what you do now is to be a complete dick, is just put down mines, a whole bunch of mines.
Alright, I've already put tons of mines out.
Vindicator
Yeah,
here.
he's got a lot of mines out.
I only see like one cluster of them.
No, he's got a few of them that I can see. I can see a few of them.
How much damage do mines do to a unit? You know, now that I zoom in, some of these Tyranid units actually look pretty sick. They have nice models. Tyranid cities, on the other hand, do not have good models on them.
My lord.
Our duty calls.
Yo, a chaplain has a skull on it? That's pretty lit.
Yes.
You bastard. That sucks.
What you have of me. Our duty calls.
So I calculate your chances of winning is 0.33, repeating, of course, rate of winning.
All right, Leroy, calm down.
Extra brownie points for understanding the reference.
Our faith is our shield. As one into the gathering storm.
Yes, my lord. We will support our brothers. Yes, my lord. Moving.
Wherever you tread, tread light. Devastators relocating.
All right, what do you got back here? Not much. Okay.
Anti-air here.
Yes.
Scans for
In
days.
his name I go.
Raring to go.
Watch what you have of me.
Ha, I'm already pinned.
Ready for commands. Scout bikes reporting. Scouts ready.
Okay, so how do I want to do this?
Anti-air here.
Yes.
We are ready. Course and heading confirmed. Moving to checkpoint. Anti-air here. As you command, my lord.
I am ready to lead.
Yes, my lord.
I am ready to lead. Let us advance, brothers. We will smite his foes. Our duty calls.
Vindicator tank ready. Anti-air here.
Devastators reporting. Devastators relocating. My lord.
My lord, ready for commands.
We stand ready.
Raring to go.
Our duty calls. Battle bomb. Target this position.
Oh yeah, I forgot. SM can do
Our
that as well.
duty calls.
Ready for commands. The chapter calls, and we answer. Scout bikes reporting. Ride out to glory.
March unto the foe. I am ready to lead.
My lord,
I am here.
full barrage, fire.
Watch what you have of me.
You know, Mo, I think you and I would make a good team. Potentially.
Watch what you have of me. I am ready to lead.
Vindicator tank ready.
our shield. Take us closer to the enemy. All of you shall perish.
Stalking our next opportunity. Vindicator tank ready. We are ready. With all due haste.
Onwards to the front.
Scouts ready. Ranging ahead.
We tread the path the Emperor has shown.
We are ready. With all due
I am
haste.
absolutely and totally depressed now.
Target locked. Annihilate.
I cannot use my Lord's armor thing on allied units.
Watch what you have of me.
So, what
Anti-air
if
here.
it were allied Necron units?
My lord, we go to sow death.
Yes, my lord.
Scouts ready.
Into the fray once more.
Anti-air here.
We stand ready. Our faith is our shield.
Hunter anti-air ready. Ready for commands.
Heavy weapons here. Our faith is our shield. March unto the foe.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Game keeps crashing whenever I try to do that. Oh well, guess I'll never know.
Brother Captain reporting. Our duty calls.
Rearing to go. Ranging ahead. Scanning ahead for targets. Scouts ready. Strike as if a resounding thunderbolt. Yes, my lord.
I am here. Devastators reporting.
Moving to checkpoint.
Heavy weapons here. Our duty calls. Our faith is our shield. Onto the tip of the spear. Yes, my lord. Devastators reporting. Send me at them, and they shall know fear. Our duty calls. Our faith is our shield.
Hunter anti-air ready.
We stand ready. March unto the foe.
That Carnifex has your captain right, or chaplain right where he wants you.
Alive.
You will slay them all, my lord.
I shall cleanse the tainted.
Hunter
You done fucked
anti-air
up?
Ready.
Chubb's getting done now.
Advance, my lord.
I am ready to lead.
Right, never mind. I didn't say
Yeah,
it.
those fucking devastators, goddamn.
Vindicator here.
Even when they moved, they did so much damage to that Carnifex. And he was enforced.
Moving to checkpoint.
That's a level 7 Devastator, though.
My lord.
Yes, my lord. We are ready.
Our duty calls.
Vindicator here.
I think I see the winning play here.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the winning play, but I'm going to try to do something.
Vindicator tank
I
ready.
believe in you.
Devastator swarm.
Believe in the heart of the cards, Yugi.
Heavy support inbound.
What is your command?
We will support our brothers.
Brothers, we go to war.
Ooh.
Damn Meltabomb. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's just going to keep... He can produce just tactical marines, and he can completely hold this off with just those Meltabombs. Gave it my best shot, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get this. Meltabombs alone are just fucking powerful.
We stand
It's too
ready.
bad you're not Necrons, otherwise you'd be able to just pump out units like a madman if you had the influence to do it. Just like, you know, that 5-turn Necron unit? Nope, it's 1 turn now.
Deploying cluster mines. Ready for commands. To the front line. We are ready. With all
Yeah, I
due
assume that you
haste.
watched Alien vs Predator at some point, right?
As you
Yeah.
wish, brother. Quickly, brothers, into position. Into the fray,
Did
brothers.
AVP help influence you on your decision with
On my
Tyranids?
target.
No.
Vindicator here.
No, I've been playing Tyrannies before I watched that movie.
My lord. Forge ahead. Into glory.
Hunter anti-air ready.
Take us closer to the enemy. What is your command?
Scout bikes reporting. Ranging ahead. Hunter anti-air ready.
So do you think you could have won if the scans weren't a thing?
I don't know if I could have won this. I just didn't have the right unit composition for this.
Demolition cannon prepared.
Awaiting orders.
Vindicator here.
Heavy weapons here.
Yep, he's broke his army off too. He's gonna catch me before I can even get up here.
Vindicator here. Yes, my lord. Fire on my mark. As you command, my lord.
Alright, I'm not gonna drag this out. You got me.
I feel the power of the Alpha Strike.
All right, good game.
Yep.
So
you
there's something interesting that I noticed during that match is that
I lost 1 unit the whole game.
Yeah. Yep.
One
I just
scout
couldn't
bike.
break that line, man. You turtled and then I ran for it, but like you chased me down.
Yeah, you did a good job stopping my mines. I thought my mines would do more than slow you down.
thing is your economy spiked 3 times higher than Descry.
Those were for each base I built.
And then it dropped though, like rapidly dropped after you built the base, which is even more interesting. And Descry just steadily increases.
Well, so I hear Zonothropes are great for like hero sniping, but they didn't do near. I've never actually used them for heroes. I've used them for like troops, or tanks.
Tank ready.
So yeah, Blue Arrow was the one who told me zones were good for like hero sniping, Space Marine heroes, but it just didn't do the fucking damage I was thinking it would do.
I wonder
Definitely
what
think
he
that
meant
was a
by
waste of
sniping.
technology going zones.
As you wish, my lord.
Yeah, I wonder what he meant by like sniping it though.
The Warp Lance.
Are ready.
The Warp Lance was supposedly able to do a lot of damage to the hero, but I don't think. I mean, those Zonothropes are 70 biomass. I don't think it's worth trying to snipe heroes with them. Because I barely scratched that chaplain.
I'm gonna crash my game again trying to do more tests.
All right. Yeah. Here's my feedback. Well, I think my composition was pretty hard to break with Carnifexes are good, but like that area you're engaging me, it was like surrounded by choke points, so you couldn't get a nice like I think as a tuner player, the ideal thing is to get that surround against an army, because you have the mobility with Tyranids to move around really quick, and you could move through trees and whatnot. That's why the High Tyrant's so good, because you can add 3+ more movement onto your units. And that's why people tend to go Lictors, because Lictors also ignore Overwatch. So what people tend to do is do a huge Alpha Strike. But there's ways to counter the Alpha Strike. If you know where the Alpha Strike is going to happen, you can kind of bring your guys back a little bit. Actually, there's a video on Discord I put up where me and Ard were against an Alpha Strike Tyranid player, and we played it perfectly where we only lost like 1 unit.
We stand ready.
And then we killed everything. But I mean, maybe I'm thinking like if you had Buyer Wars, maybe, but problem is I had most of the hexes were taken up by like soldiers, so
Yeah, you had your. That's what I was saying. Like Tyranids can't do that. Like I can't just keep my army packed like that and be able to have like row after row of shooting flanks, because I'm so limited on my range. And then anyone who is doing that, it's hard to get that surround.
I learned something